This is Adrian Francos again with Zeta Sky. Just wanted to throw out a quick video for all of you and update you on the current Zoom security topic that's been going on. So today, April 9th, 2020, Zoom has come out and released another update, and this one really focuses on security. So again, I have to give it out to them. Kudos to Zoom for responding so quickly and getting an update pushed out that should really help us all secure our meetings and secure their platform. So right now I have my Zoom application or the Zoom app opened up on my desktop, and I've already installed the update, but if you didn't yet, you'll see a banner up at the top that says update, or you may even get a pop-up on the screen, and the pop-up will be very self-explanatory. Just run the update, you'll restart the app, log back in, and you'll be exactly where I'm at here. So let me go ahead and start a meeting just to show you what the major differences are. So right off the bat, you'll notice that I have this new icon here titled Security. Right within the app, I can easily have control of security on the fly, which is neat. So I can lock a meeting. That means anybody trying to join the meeting from that point on will not be able to. The meeting room is locked, just like you would lock your conference room door, right? Think of it that way. I can also enable or disable the waiting room. Now in my account, I have the waiting room, enabled by default. But if you didn't, and for some reason you're in the middle of a meeting and you're like, you know what, I want to enable that, you can do that right now directly from the meeting. And of course, I can allow participants to share screen chat or rename themselves or turn that off on the fly. Really cool feature. I think that's going to come in handy for a lot of us that want to manage security within a meeting as it's going on. If I navigate here to the chat icon, you'll notice the file sharing. I don't know if any of you have used that before. Now that's still there. Just one update on this is they've made it to you can only upload a document from your computer. They've disabled the third-party app sharing for now, at least, is what they're saying. So if you are using Dropbox or OneDrive connected to your Zoom account to share a file, you can't do that right now. They've disabled that from a security perspective. Also, from my participants window, I can go ahead and invite directly from my meeting. So you'll see this invite button, and if I click on it here, this window will come up and I can search through my contacts, or I can send an email, copy the invitation, and invite someone directly from the meeting right here from the participant window. Kind of a cool feature. Something that may not have been used by many of you or you weren't aware of was that you could in the past track an attendee's attention. Basically what that means is Zoom was able to tell you, hey, is your attendee viewing the screen or do they minimize Zoom and they're not paying attention, right? They've disabled that for now from a security standpoint to where they won't have control of viewing an attendee's session. So that is, for now at least, turned off. Again, I don't know if many of you used that before, but just something to note. Something else that you'll notice is that my meeting ID is no longer displayed on the screen for me or others to see during the meeting. And that's a pretty cool security feature in case you're recording your screen or someone just happens to see meeting ID, especially if you're using the same meeting ID for multiple meetings. So it's hidden now. I can't see it now. Now, for some reason you need it. It's still there, of course, in the invitation that you'll send out to your guests, but I can also hover over and click on the info button here, and your meeting ID, password, and everything will display there as well for you still. So it's just hidden from plain sight, which is kind of a nice feature. Now, something else I want to point out is you see here I'm logged in on the actual Zoom website in my account. Just to note, a few days ago, for pro accounts, I believe, I'm not sure if this is set up by default for the free accounts, but on paid accounts, starting April 5th, the passwords and waiting rooms are on by default, which I think those are some of the two most important security features that you need. So they've gone ahead and turned that on by default, and I'll show you where that is in case, just to check. Right here, I have require password for instant meetings and require password for any scheduled meetings as well, right here. So make sure those are on if they're not on by default already. I think that's a huge plus. It just requires a little bit more security to log in. And then for the waiting room, if we scroll down a bit, let me see if I can find that. Here it is. The waiting room, again, mine is enabled by default. If you've gotten the pro account, it should be default by Zoom's new policy. But if it's not, go ahead and turn that on. Again, we can turn those things on and off here. We can turn them on and off in our each time we schedule a meeting. Or now with the new feature, we can turn waiting room on and off in the meeting itself on the fly. Really cool feature. Another part of this update is a new feature making it a requirement or default for users to authenticate themselves when they join your meeting on the web. What does that mean in English? Basically, if someone's joining your meeting and they're going to zoom.us, and in the past they would just enter in a meeting ID, type in any name they want, and join your meeting. Now what this means with this new update and policy is they must sign in to Zoom in order to join your meeting. So if they've got a Zoom account, they're going to have to log in, then they can join the meeting. And if they don't have a Zoom account, they're going to be forced to create a free account before they can join any Zoom meeting. Again, if you want to disable that, you can right here. You can just click that button and that will go back to the old way. I would highly suggest leaving that on. Again, you're just adding another layer of security, meaning that someone has to log into the Zoom account. And in order to have a Zoom account, they've got to register with Zoom and get verified by email. So again, adds a little bit more security. So with all that said, I try to keep this video as short as possible, but hopefully that showed you a few new features that Zoom has released in their update. If you haven't updated your client yet, please do so. Again, as a reminder, you need to open up your Zoom app on your computer and install that update or run that update so that you can see the security icon. If you're logging into Zoom and you don't see this, it's because you haven't run your update yet. So again, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Hope that this information was helpful for you, and implement some of these features to make sure that your meetings are secure. Thanks for watching this one till the end. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.